Hey, in this class we're going to look at how to add or subtract fractions with like denominators. If you're looking for unlike denominators, I'm going to link my next video in the description, so check that out if you want. But yeah, so the only thing you need to know when adding or subtracting fractions is that you need the same denominator. So for example, if you had 2 over 3 plus 4 over 3, and you want to add these fractions up, the denominator stays the same, so you get a 3. And for the numerator, 2 plus 4 is 6. It's that easy. So let's do another example actually. So 1 over 5 plus 7 over 5. You add the top or add the numerators. So 1 plus 7 is 8. And then the denominator stays the same. So since it's a 5, we make it a 5. If the denominators were not the same, that would be an unlike fractions. So for example, if we had 2 over 3 plus 3 over 4, these denominators are not the same, so you cannot add them with knowledge of this video. Once again, I'm going to link the next video in the description. It should show you how to add unlike denominators there. But yeah, so in this video, we're only going to look at the same denominators. So once again, the only rule is that the denominator stays the same, and you add the numerator. For subtraction, it's the exact same thing. So let's say we had 7 over 5 minus 2 over 5. This will be equal to 7 minus 2. This is 5. And then the denominator stays the same once again. So 5 over 5. Let's say we had another question. 8 over 3 minus 6 over 3. 8 minus 6 is 2. And then the denominator stays the same. That's it. That's literally how you add or subtract fractions. So we're going to look at some examples now. Okay. So for the first 5 questions, we have addition of 2 fractions. So first we have to analyze the denominators of these fractions. Since in the first question they are both 7, we can actually add them up. So this will give us a denominator of 7 in our answer, because the denominator always stays the same. And then for the numerator, you just have to add 2 and 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5. So we are done. That's basically it. And it's going to be the exact same for all the next questions as well. So once again, both denominators are 8 in this question. So the answer is going to have a denominator of 8. And then after that, add both numerators. So 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. So 6 over here, and we are done. That's pretty much it once again. Question number 3, both denominators here are 10. So the denominator of the final answer is going to be 10. And then the numerators, you have to add them up. So 2 plus 5 is 7. That's it once again. Pretty simple. Question number 4, both denominators are 10 again. So the final answer is going to have a denominator of 10. And then you have to add 6 and 5 because they are the numerators. So 6 plus 5 is 11. And we are done once again. And then the last question, this is pretty simple again. Both denominators are 7. So the final answer is going to have a denominator of 7. And then now we just have to add the numerators. So 21 plus 9 is 30. And we write that down, and we are done. A couple things to know, once again, is if you have unlike denominators, if you have a denominator of 5 plus some other number with a denominator of 4, you cannot add these directly. You have to do something else, which, once again, I'm going to cover in my next video. But right now, you do not know how to do this. So if you see this, this is a trick question. You cannot add them, and your answer would not have a denominator of 9. You cannot add these. It does not work like that. This is wrong. But yeah, let's move on to subtraction now. Okay, for subtraction, let's do the exact same thing. So if you had a denominator of 4 on both fractions, we can actually subtract them up. So you will have a final answer with a denominator of 4. And then for the numerators, 23 minus 13, pretty simple, but this will give you 10. That's it, we are done. Next question, on this one, both fractions have a denominator of 13, so the answer is also going to have a denominator of 13, and then 17 minus 9, that is equal to 8, and we are done. Next question, both fractions have a denominator of 5, so the answer is going to have a denominator of 5, and then 22 minus 19 is equal to 3. We are done. Question number 9. Both fractions have a denominator of 4. We can actually subtract them. Basically, same steps in every question. But yeah, this would have a denominator of 4. And then for the numerators, 29 minus 13 is 16. So we are done. And then for the next question, they both have a denominator of 2, so the answer is going to have a denominator of 2, and then 13 minus 10 is 3, and we are done. If you noticed one more thing, we could have actually done in question number 9, we could have actually divided, because we know that fractions are divisions. If I ask you what is 16 over 4, it is the exact same as me asking you what is 16 divided by 4. We should already know this, but 16 divided by 4 is 4, so we can actually say that this fraction is equal to 4. So this is a better answer, but this is also correct. It depends on what you are being asked, and it depends on if the teacher wants you to leave it as a 4 or as a fraction. But yeah, they are both correct, so you can go with whatever you want. But yeah, that's it for subtraction. Okay, so for our last 5 questions, we have questions that include addition and subtraction mixed together. So for these type of questions, you have to do them one step at a time. So what I mean is this: since we have 3 fractions in the first one, work with the first 2 fractions, and then once you get the answer of that, use it and do whatever you want with the next fraction. So I'll show you how to do that. But yeah, so first 2 fractions, they both have a denominator of 9. So we know that the answer for them is also going to have a denominator of 9. And then 1 plus 3 is 4. So that's it for these 2 fractions. And then, after that, all you have to do is add the remaining fraction that we did not use yet, which is minus 2 over 9. And you have to be careful to include the sign. Don't add all the time, because it really depends on what the question is asking. Since this was subtraction, we include the negative sign here. But yeah, this is now pretty easy. All you have to do is do the exact same thing. So since both of these fractions have a denominator of 9, the answer is going to have a denominator of 9, and then 4 minus 2 is 2, and we are done. Another way of doing this, we don't actually have to divide them in 2 steps, but kind of do it all together at once. But the drawback of this is that they all need the same denominator at once. So since in this case they all have a denominator of 9, we can do this, but I'll do it on the side. Since once again they all have the denominator of 9, the answer is going to have a denominator of 9. And then all you have to do now is work with the first or top 3 numbers, all the numerators. So 1 plus 3 first, that's 4. And then 4 minus 2, that's 2. So we are done. They both get you the same answer because you are doing the exact same thing. But the second approach has a possibility of mistakes. So just be careful when using that, because you're taking shortcuts basically. But yeah, so second question now. Let's split it up in 2 steps. So first, let's do the first 2 fractions. Since they both have a denominator of 10, our answer is going to have a denominator of 10. And then 7 minus 3 is 4. And then we can copy paste this to our answer, so plus 2 over 10. And now let's do the exact same steps again. Since they both have denominators of 10, our answer is going to have the denominator of 10 as well. And then for the numerators, 4 plus 2 is 6. And we are done. So the answer is 6 over 10. For the next one, pretty simple again. Let's do it 2 steps at a time, or 1 step at a time. But 15 is the denominator of both fractions. So our answer for these two are going to be 15. And then 14 minus 9 is 5. And once again, minus because this is a negative sign here. But yeah, 14 minus 9 is 5. And then you copy paste this next fraction. So plus 16 over 15. And then one last step, since they both have a denominator of 15, our final answer is going to have a denominator of 15 as well. And then 5 plus 16 is 21. And we are done. That's it once again. Question number 14. First 2 fractions have a denominator of 12. So our answer for that would have a denominator of 12. 13 plus 9 is 22. And then minus 12 over 12, we can copy paste that. So minus 12 over 12. And let's do the exact same thing again. Since both of these have a denominator of 12, our final answer is going to have a denominator of 12. And then 22 minus 12 is 10. So our final answer is 10 over 12. We are done. And then the last question. This time we have 4 fractions. So we have 3 steps to do. But yeah, first step, look at the first 2 fractions. Since they both have a denominator of 12, our final answer for that is going to be a denominator of 12. And then 11 minus 10 is 1. Okay, and now we copy paste the next 2 fractions. So plus 2 over 12 minus 3 over 12. And then let's do this again. So both of these have a denominator of 12. our final answer for that is going to be denominator of 12. And then 1 plus 2 is 3. And then we copy paste this over here. So minus 3 over 12. And then one last step, since both of these have a denominator of 12 again, our final answer is going to have a denominator of 12. And then 3 minus 3 is 0. But if you also know, once again, since fractions are divisions, I can write 0 over 12 as 0 divided by 12. But 0 divided by anything is 0. So we know that this answer is also equal to 0. And we are done. So that's pretty much it for this video, but it's pretty simple. All you have to watch out for is the same denominator, and then you can add or subtract like you are used to with any number that you've seen before. But yeah, we are done.